it's great to see you. So, tell us a little bit about Fragment.
So this was a senior thesis film that we made together at UNCW, and yeah, there's 3 films made in each class, and yeah, we just got teamed up together, and I pitched her this idea, and she liked it, so yeah, we just teamed up on it, and um, yeah, it's partially inspired by Pac-Man, weirdly, the movie, because one day I was playing Pac-Man, and I realized that the game, it might not seem like it has a story, but it's about something running away from the ghost in his life. And no matter if you make it to level 5 or level 13, the ghosts are going to catch up to you. And that's what happens in this movie is that the woman's ghosts catch up to her, and she ends up paying for it with her life, either by suicide or by an accident. It's unclear in the movie. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, awesome. And I don't know exactly how much input you had as a producer, but I could kind of tell that it had a woman's touch. And so, Cheyenne, what sort of input did you have when it came to making Fragment?
Joe wrote the script, so all of that was him, but we definitely doctored it a lot together in class with our professor and with each other. And I think, too, just every decision we made together. So everything, whether it was his idea or mine, it was made together. It was definitely a team effort. As far as like the organization of the film and stuff like that, that was me, and then the more creative side was him. And we casted it together as well, and I think our casting had a huge impact on the way the characters were portrayed, and they were just incredible actresses. So I think that has a lot to do with the female edge of the film.
Yes, for sure. And so I have to know. So the big sister, was she like dead for a long time, or did she just die and the other sister was just coming to grips with it? I like when you explained the Pac-Man, I kind of am putting together the pieces, but it was kind of unclear like which one of them maybe or maybe it was happening in real time. So can you explain that for anyone else who's wondering besides me?
Um, so yeah, the older sister, she's been missing for like 2 years, like because she accidentally killed both of their parents in like a car accident. Like she pulled out in front of a train while she was using. Um, so yeah, she was like impaired, and they get hit by a train, and then 2 years later she decides to come back, and they try to reconnect over a night like of arcade, playing games at an arcade, and I don't want to go too far into whether or not she was planning on committing suicide that night, but yeah, like it all happens in one night.
We really want it to be up for interpretation.
Yeah, we definitely want it open for interpretation.
Yeah, well, I'm still wondering because she seems so happy. I'm like, why would she go and do that when like things were looking up? They were bonding and all of that. Um, yeah, so that's definitely an interesting twist, and it goes to show you like horror films can be other things besides just slasher films. Because there's plenty of other horrifying things that can happen in life. Um, and I don't know if you mentioned, but you guys actually got a grant for this film. Is that right?
Yeah, we got the Filmed in NC grant, which is through Cucaloras, which is a festival in Wilmington, North Carolina. Um, so yeah, we got like $250, and then the rest of it was funded through GoFundMe and then personal finances too. So
Very cool. And I know last year you had talked about maybe you were going to go out to LA and check out that scene. Did that ever happen?
I'm gonna be moving to LA here probably in January. I was trying to make another short, or we were trying to make another short film called Midnight Demon, which is like a return to like actual horror. But Hurricane Florence happened, and pushed everything back. Like my special effects artist who actually did the severed arm in this movie and the alien in Table 51, if you guys remember that. He made the sculpt of the demon, like a full prosthetic demon suit, and the hurricane just completely destroyed it, and that was like 2 months of work. So I have no idea if I'm pushing back my move or if I'm going to film it in LA. So yeah, that's my life right now.
I just figured I'd ask because I was wondering, did you go out there and then decide to come back to good old NC because we're so awesome? The state has so much to offer. And of course, part of our mission is to promote filming in North Carolina. So do you think maybe that you might just go out there to film and maybe stay here and make more films in North Carolina?
I think it's actually the opposite. I think I'm going to move to LA and then maybe come back and do short films. Like I'm hoping I can still film Midnight Demon here because it's got like a theme to it that's, it's everywhere, but it's more so like North Carolina like themed.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it. Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much. It'll ruin it. But yeah, I definitely want to film this next short in North Carolina.
Awesome. And you're from Wilmington area as well. Is that where you grew up?
No. I grew up in a small town in Carroll County, Maryland, and I moved to Wilmington when I was 18 to go to college. I plan on moving to Atlanta probably in like a year and a half. I'm also an actor, so Atlanta's kind of the hot spot right now.
She's actually the doctor's hand
Yep,
in the
that's
movie.
me.
Yeah. That reveals the severed arm. So.
That's awesome. Well, let's open it up to you guys. Do you guys have any questions for Joe and Cheyenne? Yes, sir.
What was it shot on?
Blackmagic Ursa.
I'll just hold on.
I saw Alberto did your soundtrack. Was that a custom soundtrack or sort of some pieces he had?
It was some pieces he had, and he actually did the score to Table 51, and he's doing a personal score for me for Midnight Demon. He just got the first musical composition done, and I'm stoked. It has to do with like a burlesque performance, and he did like a whole song for that burlesque performance. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else he comes up with.
We've noticed that the scores actually make a huge difference in the films. It just adds so much than just the generic, adds personalization. And I guess you like that guy because and he must be pretty good. If Alan, he's one of our local OBX filmmakers, so.
I'm surprised he knows him, so we'll talk later.
Yeah, you guys should definitely talk. Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Following up on Sue's critique, I did find the timing a little choppy, but I think that worked because it was fragmented and that worked with Fragment. So I think that worked. And so my question is, what is the challenge in filming a flashback-based movie?
Yeah, it's actually pretty challenging. Like, I actually wrote the script in the order that it's played on film, and the whole time I was wondering if it was going to work because it's out of order. But I mean, I think it, it plays and people aren't too confused from what I've noticed. But it just, like, I wrote it and it felt right, like the order that I was revealing the key details. It just felt natural to tell it out of order. Do you have like any specific question, or did I answer that?
Oh, you did.
Okay.
You did. And back to scoring, the classical track in the bar scene, I thought didn't really match the bar. My feelings.
Yeah. It's actually like it came off like louder on this. It was meant to be just like a little thing, a little bit in the background, because I go to that bar all the time and they actually do play music like that. It's kind of pretentious. So Yeah, I go there all the time. They make really good drinks. If you're ever in Wilmington, go there. If you can endure that music. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very relaxing place to be.
Yeah.
On the weeknights.
Nice. Any other questions? Yes.
How long was production?
Actual shooting days is it was like what, 5 days, 6 days, 8 days, and then pre-production, it was 4 months. It was like a whole semester of pre-production. But I had this script written a year ago. Like I had just gotten it done. Got done writing it when I came here last year for Table 51. So, yeah. Yeah.
I thought at one point when the sisters were talking and she noticed the tattoo that it was her left arm and then later on it was her right arm. Did I flip or did that actually?
Okay. So yeah, that is something that a lot of people get confused on. That's a different tattoo. Yeah, they both got tattoos that day, and I thought about showing both, but I felt like it slowed down the movie. So I was hoping that the audience could just like hopefully figure it out. But
I didn't look at it that deep, but I see exactly what you're saying now that they got matching tattoos.
yeah, because that would be kind of weird, like her already having that one tattoo, and then she's like, oh, you know what? I'll just finish the sentence for you. You know?
So that needed to be on the other arm. So you were
Yeah.
good point. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions out there? Yes, ma'am. We're grilling you guys.
No, I love it.
Like it.
Yeah.
Me and my partner, who by the way graduated from UNC Wilmington.
Oh,
Cool.
congrats.
We're in the funeral business, and so we've actually seen train-related injuries. Here's
Oh.
the makeup guy. Where did he get the guidance for that effect?
It's
It
a,
was actually pretty close.
yeah, it's actually disturbing the amount of research he did into creating the severed arm. Like he said he just Googled it and just was going through train accidents, like what it would do to you. And he was trying to show me some of the pictures. I'm like, no, I'll take your word on it. But yeah, I think he did a great job.
Yeah, his name is Tony Rosen. He's actually really talented. He created the Annabelle doll in The Conjuring, so he knows what he's doing, so we trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't get better props than from our local funeral directors. And by the way, Gallup Funeral Services, thank you guys for coming out. They're actually one of our sponsors. Because here on the Outer Banks, if you die, you go to one of two places, and we vote them. So you can tell Tony that he's definitely spot on. And maybe if you ever need like any advice, you can contact Courtney and Ben,
Absolutely, yeah.
to make sure you got everything just perfect.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Very nice.